What are you watching me on right now? Is it a phone, a tablet, or a computer? It is something to that extent, or you would not be seeing this video. So I'm recording this video here in my home, and my phone is converting that to a file, and I am uploading that. No connection, no wires, no anything to the internet. And then wherever you're located, could be Spain, could be Portugal, it could be in the United States, it could be India, it could be anywhere. Wherever you're watching this from, you're seeing it. My message is getting through to you without connection, without wires. And you don't question that. You see that as technology. You see that as the way we live. But this wasn't always the case. I grew up before cell phones. I grew up in a time that you had to know where people were going to be, and you had to communicate that first, or by chance, by luck, meet them there. You ever met a stranger on vacation and then met that stranger somewhere else? That's what I'm getting into here. You don't question technology, but you question the capacity of humans, the ability to communicate both verbally and non-verbally. Do you ever get that feeling that someone was talking shit about you? You had that ringing in your ear and, ooh, someone's saying something bad about me, right? Where's the wires? Where's the connection there? Is that just myth? You ever get that overwhelming feeling that someone in a different area, something bad's gonna happen? Your child went on vacation to Indiana and something bad's gonna happen to him. You ever get that feeling? I think those feelings are going away more and more today because of the loss of connection, the loss of the ability to see past what is here in the 3D. And I'm talking 5-dimensional worlds. I'm talking spirit. What am I? I'm a shell. If you came in and cut my head off right now, it would just be a body on the ground. Was that me? It'll disintegrate, deteriorate, and go on into the ground. Nothingness. Was that who I am? If I lose my hand, and lots of people have done this, and they get phantom pains, their hand itches, their leg itches where it used to be. What is that connection? I think that we need to go into deeper feelings and deeper understanding of how we are all connected. I think we need to understand that wishing well upon someone or wishing evil upon someone reaches them, even if it's not through words. That look, that glare, that stare, that rage that you can just feel it. Some people call it intuition, but I think it's deeper than that. I think it's biblical. You've heard studies of twins that have known that their sister got in a wreck states away. Why do we discredit that? Why does that so hard to understand and believe that we're all connected with our brain power, with our internal being, with our soul? But yet it's so easy to say, I clicked on this video and it's going to play. I was scrolling and I came across this and it played. We have no problem with that. There was no wires, there was no connection. There is not a cord attaching from this phone all the way to your phone, wherever you're located. That's the higher thinking. That's the ability that we need to unlock and understand. And a deeper understanding of that is that has power. That's why I don't let anyone pray over me. Is their God the same as my God? Or am I engaging in their three-way for their benefit? Now, you can't just look at someone and tell their feelings, their motives, their emotion. But people with a soul, you can see it. It radiates from them. You can tell walking up on someone if they're happy, if they're smiling, if they're in a good mood. Or you can tell if they're in a bad mood without even having verbal contact. We don't communicate with animals, yet they communicate with each other. So there's a real power there internally, a God-given power, a creator power. And we can use it for good or evil. I mean, so many people from the day they're born with nothing. You're born with nothing, and you're going to die with nothing. And in the in between time, you spend all your time, energy, manpower, creativity trying to consume, gather, store, appease, you know. Why do most men want to be rich? To attract pretty women. It's funny. That's the only reason. I've got power, therefore look at the trophy wife. Look at the lifestyle I live. Look at all I've gained. Yet I am going to die alone. I'm going to die powerless. I am going to die with nothing, and nothing comes with me. Be careful what you give your energy to, is what I'm saying. And learn to open that intuition, that connection. It's your brain. It's your soul telling you what to do. I touched that pan once on the burner and it was hot. Therefore, my brain knows it's hot. I don't need to touch it again to know that. That is the realization. That is the lesson learned. That is you moving on to the next level. And we're getting to a point here where we don't question technology, but we question the human soul. What am I without my body? This is just a vessel. And it's a vessel that can harbor many things. It can harbor God, or it can harbor demons. You're still in there. You're still in there. But you've let the demons come to stay in the house too. You've let them start to control you, and that's with your thoughts. This guy doesn't have good intentions for me. I better stay away from him. This is a perceived bad guy. I must stay away from him. That's your internal demons cutting that cord, cutting that connection from your mind to theirs. It's amazing the stuff that we got done without technology. It's amazing the stuff we got done without having phones. It's a vibration, an internal vibration. Let there be light. Conception. When an egg is fertilized, the first thing it does is give off a vibration and a light. That's why I think that we're having such a change now, because I'm seeing a lot more God coming out in man. I think it was Tennessee or somewhere. They shut down a whole college for 10 hours of worship on the spot. You can be that beacon, is what I'm saying. So I have either an internet connection or a Wi-Fi signal. That is the amplifier, right? And it sends it out into the universe to your Wi-Fi signal or your 5G network or 3G or wherever you are. And it is the connection that goes around in the circle. Why don't you think that your brain can do that too? Why don't you think that your brain can conceive and develop that just as well? That connection to others. And here's where it becomes really important. Because of a scarcity mindset, people will say, I must kill, I must destroy, I must take all, I must be number one. And I'll band together and I'll cause these gods or demons or whatever of my thinking, of my thing, and we'll band together. And it's like 12 people sleeping in the same house to save on rent. That's the thinking. If I can get 12 people in here to save on rich, then I'll be rich too. And then if I get the like-minded people and we all gather together and we all get on the same wavelength of destruction and consumption, we'll be unstoppable. That's not the truth, though. You're isolating yourself, and the energy you're putting out there, the vibration. If you look at the chart of emotions, fear to love, and you look at all in between, you can divide that right in the middle, and you can say these are lower vibrations: anger, jealousy, lust, greed, hatred, all those lower vibrations. Love, compassion, giving, higher vibrations. You see what I'm saying? So your goal in life as a godly person should be to vibrate at that higher level and end all those lower level connections. So love thy neighbor, but if he's trying to murder you, don't talk to him no more. I'm going to relieve you from this city, but if you turn around to look, you're going to turn into a pillar of salt. That's the thinking. That's the thinking. Christianity is not a building. It's not a book. And here's one thing I dare say right now. If you don't believe that you're living in the Bible right now, you're not a Christian. Not a Christian at all. These are still biblical times. Today is a biblical day. You're looking at the instruction manual from 2,000 years ago, but they were humans. Every single thing in there was humans. And what are we today? We are still humans. Therefore, we still can't connect. We are still writing my book is written. Is yours? My name is written. Is yours? You see what I'm saying? Your life is the book. Your life is the part of the book. And your vibration level that you are on will be written too. All things in the glory of God. All things in the glory of the Creator. Technology wasn't the creator. There was a great person, a smart person that said nothing's ever invented. It says that in the Bible. But there was a person that said that as well. It says, you discovered it. It wasn't invented. It's always been there. Meaning that you could go back to 2000 BC, before Christ, and you could have a television. It was possible. Everything was there to make it. It just wasn't put together yet. It got invented now, but it was there. There was the possibility. There wasn't the unlocking to put that together yet, but it was there. It had been there the whole time. Nothing can ever be created. There's only one creator. Mind your connections. Sever those cords from those that harm you. Strengthen those cords from those that lift you up. Have that energy in you. Have that vibration in you. Compassion, love, care, trust, kindness, all those. Have that smile on your face. That's what the enemy is trying to destroy. That's what the devil wants. He wants you to be in a low vibration, easily manipulated, to unlock your head and let those subrenners in so that they can call the shots. They can do the whisper in your ear. I think you should do this. That guy's a jerk. Don't trust him. They'll even tell you, he's the devil, when the devil himself was whispering in your ear. Strive to communicate without devices, without technology. Strive to communicate and have that connection to the Creator be a one-way connection. You don't need anyone else in there. You don't need those whispers in your ear. You don't need them to derail you from that higher vibration. Have a good day. All things through Christ.